Fishful Thinker Television, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, the great indoors for those who love the great outdoors. Toyota Trucks, moving forward. Hewlett-Packard, invent. St. Croix Rods, handcrafting fishing rods for over 60 years.
All right, now we're talking about something near and dear to my heart, and that's pond fishing. Very simple. We're in the Little Green Crawdad, a boat that I've had for many years. I've caught thousands of fish out of this boat. We're under electric trolling motor power. We've got light tackle. We're on a beautiful little pond here. It's just a little city pond, nothing fancy about it, just a basic little city pond. And we're gonna have a blast today. We're gonna catch some bluegills, we're gonna catch some crappies, we're probably gonna catch some baby bass. We're gonna break out the fly rod here in just a little bit and have a good time with that. Real simple fishing today, you know. Today's economic environment isn't such that everyone can have a 21-foot bass boat or a great big multi-species boat, but anyone can afford a little boat like this. This boat's 11.5 feet long, running on an electric motor, real simple little boat. See, we've got a beautiful pond setting here in Colorado. Nothing exotic. We're 2 or 3 miles from town right here. It's gonna be a blast. So thanks for joining us here on Fishful Thinker. You know, one of the things about fishing a small pond like this first thing in the morning, and we're gonna fish for a variety of species today, bass and bluegills, like I said, and one of the things about fishing a small public body of water like this is to get out early in the morning, you know, before everybody gets out. And this lake gets a tremendous amount of pressure. There'll be people fishing here all afternoon, certainly this evening. Once it gets to be work time, there'll be all kinds of people out here first thing, you know, right after work, gonna come out and get their fix. And I can certainly relate to that as an angler. But if you get out here at 5 o'clock in the morning, fish for a couple hours, you're home in time for breakfast, you know. Hear the bullfrogs in the background out there. Got light tackle, he's got me down in the bushes. Nothing like getting manhandled by a 10-inch bass that's got you down in the bushes. All right, time out. Now he got me all wrapped up. He's gonna come out of there like a salad. We'll have to see if we can lean on him. He's still on there. There he comes out of the bushes. I got real light tackle here. We don't exactly have your heavy stuff out. All right, we're gonna peel this one like a salad. Get on up here. Little boats, little tackle, little ponds, nice little bass right here. Look at all this grass we got growing. That's why this is a good little bass pond. Nothing to it. Beautiful fish like that. We took advantage of the morning light here first thing in the morning. Absolute perfect little greenback. Reminds me of being in my home stomping grounds in South Florida. Here, once the sun comes up, we're gonna give up on these bass here and start focusing on some of the bluegills and green sunfish and pumpkin seeds that are in here. But we're taking advantage of being real calm here first thing in the morning. Take advantage of this beautiful morning light and get some topwater fish. I've got a tiny little buzzbait. This is definitely a budget show. We're gonna catch everything on the same rod here. We've got just a little light power St. Croix rod, little 1000 series Shimano Strata. Don't have a whole bunch of tackle in the boat. We've probably got a grand total of about 1.5 pounds worth of tackle in the boat. So gonna keep it simple today. We're not gonna spend a lot of money. We're not gonna travel to an exotic destination. We're gonna be on the little pond in the little boat. We're gonna catch some beautiful fish. See if we can catch another one here. Got a good angle right here, right by a nice piece of cover over here. Got him right on. Oh, I missed him. That was good fun. Let's see if he'll come back real quick here. We'll take that little guy to start off the show here. Fishing the little boat. You know, this boat's actually been modified a little bit. It's kind of a custom boat. been fishing out of this boat for many years. This isn't something we got together to go film in. This is a boat that I've had for many years. It's traveled all over the country with me. I got a set of wheels that we could put on the back of it to get it around, you know, and it makes for a really neat boat to tack small bodies of water. And I've had it out in even some reasonably good sized bodies of water. There's one right there. Oh, he clobbered it. All right, let's see. Oh, this is a nice little bass. Oh, he come off. Oh, that's one of the disadvantages of using the light tackle like this. You know, we're using much lighter tackle than we would normally use for bass fishing, but it's because we're on a small body water. We want to take advantage of some of the fun that goes with that. But every now and then you're not going to get that monster hook set, and they're going to come off. That was probably a good 2.5 or maybe 3 pounder. That was a good sized bass, but 6 pound test and a little tiny buzzbait, not going to keep them all pinned up. Oh well. Okay, so we've got this little tiny buzzbait. Little teeny tiny little buzzbait like this, not your normal full-size buzzbait you'd see on the Bassmasters or something. Got on light tackle. What we're doing is we're looking for little holes in the weeds. If you look over my shoulder here behind me, there's weed beds all over the place with all this coontail or whatever it is that grows all the way to the surface. We're looking for little holes in it. We'll just run this bait through those little holes in the weeds and look for a little largemouth to suck it up. As soon as the sun comes up, we're going to give up on the bass fish and we're going to go and catch a bunch of bluegills and green sunfish. But this early light just screams buzzbait for me. A little popper would be a good call, or a little floating rapala minnow, something like that. Any of those would be excellent calls in this type of situation. We're going to get out here and get the early start. By the time it's 100 degrees out, we're going to be munching cheeseburgers and maybe trying one of those Fort Collins local barley pops. Already had our fishing in for the day. Not that I would do that kind of thing, but just like that, folks. Now I got real light tackle. We're gonna stay right after this fish. Looks like a decent fish, and he suckered that thing down. We'll take that little guy for what we're doing here. That's a decent one in the little boat here. Come on over here, buddy. See, this may not be the Bassmasters, but it feels like it when you get out in the little boat and you get the little tackle and you get a bass like that. It's what can you say? I mean, you get a beautiful morning on a beautiful pond, little tiny boat. We got less money in this whole rig than the trolling motor costs on my big boat, and real simple. Fits in the back of a pickup. We threw this right in the back of the Tundra, brought it down here, no problem. 2 miles from town. So simple, so simple. Beautiful way to spend a morning here in Colorado. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see if we can get another one right away.
You know, fly fishing might best be known for trout, but I'm telling you, warm water fly fishing is really enjoying a resurgence lately, and there's some great flies out there for catching bass and other warm water fish on your fly rod. Good choices for bass flies include a streamer fly like this, complete with the filament weed guard underneath here. Even more fun than the streamer fly is a popper. Displaces a lot of water and again has the weed guard right here. Really fun in a pond type situation. Similar to that would be a foam-bodied frog like this. But for versatility, it's very hard to beat the minnow patterns, either a deceiver minnow or a clouser minnow. Both excellent choices for walleyes, bass, you name it. Very good warm water flies. So like I said, fly fishing is not just for trout anymore.
So one thing over the course of today I'm not going to do is tell you where we're fishing. And anyone that lives in this area will already know by looking around where we fish. And the reason I'm not telling you is it's not about where we're fishing. It's about the fact that there's a million places like this where anybody can go fish. You don't have to, this is not a secret spot, it's not a magic spot. There's a ton of places like this in the Western United States where a guy can go with a car top type boat and a floatable boat, a sea kayak. I have a sea kayak at home that I love to fish out of. Would be an excellent vessel in a place like this, but it's not about this place. It's about this style of place, and this style of fishing is what we're really here to talk with you about some today. You know, it's the small bodies of water, the small, light, simple tackle. It's inexpensive. It's home by noon. It's a great way to introduce kids to fishing and a beautiful way to spend a summer morning. That's what we're all about today. But fishing in a little boat like this, one of the beauties of it is simple. So I've got a real small tackle bag here. I don't have a lot of stuff in it. I got some basic stuff for catching bluegills. I got a fish pinned up here. But no, I got some stuff for catching bluegills. I got some basic little bass tackle here. And I got a basic little bass right here. And we're on just light action rod. We don't have a real heavy rod. And because of that, it limits the amount of tackle I could throw anyway. So I can't throw everything in my normal bass arsenal. I don't need to throw everything in my normal bass arsenal to catch a little bass like that. All right, we hooked another one up out there on the buzzbait. Had a couple in a row that missed it, and got this guy to sip it. And so we'll see, he's got me down in the weeds again. And again, we've got him on the real light tackle here, so we can't exactly bulldog these guys. But that's another good little fish. We'll take that one. I like that. Perfect. You can see they're post spawn. See how skinny his belly is here? Should be fat. In a pond like this, as much like barely hooked. Bunch of the weeds that they're living in, you kind of get an idea there. You see this I'm not sure what that is. It's some kind of coontail or something. I don't really know, but all I can tell you is these little bass love it. The bluegills we're going to catch here in just a little bit also love it. It basically gives a place for insects and basically the whole ecosystem to grow. The phytoplankton and the zooplankton and all that can all start with these weed beds. Let's see if we can get another one here. Just like that. That's an absolute blast. How do you beat that? I mean, I've probably caught a jillion bass in my life, and you still can't beat a little guy like this sucking down a buzzbait. Look at the gin clear water right there. Just absolutely looks beautiful right there. Got nice color on him. Perfect little black and blue buzzbait hanging out of his face. We'll get a good lip on him. Perfect little fish. Heavy on the little on that one, but that's all right. They seem to be getting smaller as we head down this end of the lake, so we'll turn around and go the other way if it does continue to show that. Now I'm real close to the bank, and I'm fishing with small spinning tackle with a little teeny tiny buzzbait. And how I'm getting my accuracy, how I can throw right on this bank and not throw it on the bank is with using two-handed approach. I use my left hand to slow the spool coming off the line coming off the spool right here and close my bail manually. That way I manage line twist, I get my accuracy. So when I go to throw, I throw up on the bank, I catch the line with my thumb and close the bail. That's how I get my accuracy. If I try to do this without maintaining that line, if I try to just throw this and hope I hit it in the right spot, I got to throw it just right. But by using my thumb to control that line coming off the reel, and then by closing the bail manually, two things happen. One, I have no slack line. By closing this bail manually, like this, instead of using the handle to do it, I control my slack line at all costs. And by using my thumb to stop the line coming off the spool, when the line's in the right spot, I gain accuracy. And that allows me to make those nice throws up against the bank, or up against the cover, or right down a little, weed line, or whatever I need, just like that. And still, be accurate and control my line and all that. So the spinning reel to me is a two-handed tool, and we love it when they cooperate with us like that. Now we got a little fatty here. You got a nice little chunky one there. Perfect little hook set on him. And he apparently approved of my casting style. Look how fat that one is. We should kiss one of them for good luck. Don't tell anybody. It's bad juju to kiss them like that. So we switched to the silly stick. We've been catching them pretty good on the spinning rod. Now we've got the fly tackle out. It's a St. Croix Legend Ultra 9'5" weight, Cortland line on it. Got a little frog looking bass popper on here. We're gonna try to take advantage of the last little bit of this early morning light. It's slicked off beautiful now. It's glass calm out. One thing I'm gonna tell you, if you're gonna be out here throwing a big bass bug with a fly rod, wear your sunglasses. Unfortunately, no matter how good a caster you are, sooner or later you're going to tail one out with the bass bug on there, or a big heavy streamer fly. Sunglasses are your best protection for that. We don't even talk about being able to see the weeds or the depth changes or all the other things that come with wearing polarized glasses. Projectile protection is what I'm talking about right here. Keep those things out of your eyes. Working a little frog colored popper. Oh, I just missed that one. We'll throw it back, see if he'll come back for it. Makes me laugh like a little kid. He just come up and suck that thing under. Come on, baby, come back and get you some. You know, fly rodding for bass is just one of those things that just not enough people do. Here in Colorado, a lot of people fly fish. You know, all over the western United States. Oh, we got a nice one on it. Got him that time. There we go. That's good fun. I'll tell you, you know, if more people would get their fly rod out and do this, it's a serious untapped resource. We're right here in town. We're not, you know, on any big exotic trip. We don't have any big giant fish, but I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful little bass. He ate a popping bug first thing in the morning, and he absolutely ate that little bug. And perfect little fish. How nice is that? I mean, does it get any better than that first thing in the morning? It's a beautiful, beautiful morning out. And this guy, he wanted that bug. He got it all. Looks like I think he'll come right off though without any problem here. All right, as you can see, sun's up, it's getting bright, it's getting hot. I'm already starting to sweat. Good thing you don't have smell-o-vision. What we're gonna do now is go ahead and strip down, get comfortable, prepare for the afternoon, or the mid-morning heat, I should say. Take my shorts off here, love these convertible pants. Get into some shorts, and then what we're gonna do is switch up and we're gonna start fishing for bluegills. Now, we took advantage of the early bite. We've caught bass on the fly rod, we caught bass on the spinning rod, all of them on the surface. Had a good time doing it. But the point is to show some diversity of pond fishing out of the little boat. And so what we're gonna do now is get comfortable here, get cooled off, and prepare for the 1st of July heat here. Oh, there's tons of bluegills along here. Okay, what we found is this little weed line that's running along here. The weeds basically end between here and the bank, between about where my fly is and the bank. The weeds basically end. We got that one. I don't know if we got a bluegill. Yeah, we did. We got a nice little bluegill here. And he's right on the edge of that weed line I was just starting to tell you about before I was so politely interrupted by this fat little bluegill who ate my spider fly. Now I'm going to tell you something. That this is a beautiful fish right here. Now I don't know how much more classic it gets. That is good stuff right there. He even matches my fly rod. See that? It's important in fly fishing that you have good style. Just kidding. This little spider fly got sipped off the surface. This little bull bluegill, we're hoping to be able to catch a ton of them. And I'll tell you what, we'll put him back. You want to have some fun, catch bluegills on a fly rod. There we go. Just like that. Switched over to the wet fly. I think second cast with it. So piece of cake, just stripping it along right down that edge of those weeds. And just like that, oh, we got a beautiful pumpkin seed right here. Now this is a pretty fish, folks. I am not kidding you. This is a beautiful fish. Look at this thing. This is a pumpkin seed, and we're gonna get him around here in the light where you can see him. Does a fish get any prettier than that? I mean, that is a perfect pumpkin seed right there. Look at the colors on that fish. Lit up, a little red on his ear right there. Got my little wet fly hanging out of his mouth. That is what I'm talking about. Beautiful fish. Is he a giant fish? No. Does he need to be? Absolutely not. He's a work of art, that is for sure. Not making, you know, miracle throws, hero casts, as they say. There we go. Oh, there's a good one there. Oh, that one's all kinds of mad. Got him on the wet fly. See what we got here. He's trying to turn the boat. Oh, this is a good size one here. Got a nice bluegill. Try to keep him out off the boat. He's all kinds of fired. I'll tell you what, bluegill, if them things got 10 pounds, you'd have your hands full. That's a good sized bluegill right there. I don't care where you fish in the country. That's a good sized bluegill. Let's go ahead and get him up in here. How about that for a pretty fish, huh? We've got figured out what these little bluegills want at this point. Got that wet fly right in the top of the snoot of a nice bull bluegill. Let me pop that out of there real quick. How about that? Big old fat bluegill on him. Yeah, gotta like that. We'll put him back gracefully here. See if he'll cooperate with us. See you, buddy. There he goes, got that one. That's a nice one there. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He chased that fly down, I stopped it right in his little area, and he jumped all over it. See him fighting down there, he got all tangled up in the weeds. Those little guys are awfully strong for no bigger than they are. Swing him up here. Now that, my friends, is a big old pumpkin seed. Beautiful colors on that one. We'll see how gracefully he'll go back in the sun. Where are you going to find a fish with more color than that? We'll lower him down gently, and there he goes. No worse for the wear. Love that. That's good stuff. All right, you know, so we've been out in the little boat. We love the little boat. The little boat's my friend. You know, it's a great way to spend time with family. It's very inexpensive. Like I said, it fits in the back of your pickup. The beauty of coming out in these ponds, we got here really, really early this morning and caught a beautiful sunrise here on the lake, caught tons of fish today, caught bluegills, caught pumpkin seeds, caught bass, caught them on spinning tackle and fly tackle. Most importantly, we didn't complicate anything. We used just a couple of flies and I think really caught fish bulk on one lure as far as the first bite this morning. So, small boat, kayak, 12-foot aluminum boat, little plastic boat like this is an 11.5-foot plastic boat. Great, great way to get out and fish. So, you know, I really want to thank you for joining us. We've had a great time today, and we'll see you next week on Fishful Thinker. Here he comes. Got him. Oh, did you see that? You can see him coming. Oh, that was a good hook set right up until I figured out it wasn't a fish. That worked pretty good. All right.